Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for Game 3 of Midnight Vale versus UNCC Black. We are tied up 1-1, and Game 2 was a spicy one. Here we are getting into Game 3. Midnight Vale choosing blue side, while UNCC Black has opted for the red side. First things first, we have some substitutions coming in with the Pirate in the top lane for Midnight Vale and Yogurt Coffee running support on Midnight Vale, as well as the jungler seems to have changed. I believe the jungler has changed out for UNCC Black, Lemon Lover 99 playing on this MZRY. First things first, I see that Bot Will is not on Hui. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing with him on LeBlanc, but Ice opting back to this. Yone on the top lane for game number 3. Looking at these team comps, I definitely like how Midnight Vale have drafted this Aurora. Can bring crazy good team fight potential with the combination of Zach and Rakan being able to keep everybody piled up. If Gangplank layers his ult on top of Aurora, basically the whole team will be getting hit all at the same time, as well as not being able to leave and bounced around. So team fight potential for Midnight Vale is huge. Wow. Okay, early knockup for the Rakan, but this Smolder able to get 2 easy stacks with his W. The burst potential though for UNCC Black is huge. This LeBlanc, if it gets out of hand, can absolutely annihilate Rakan, Ezreal, or Aurora until she gets some items. Smolder once again being able to stack and be that late game threat. Annie landing a nice Tibbers layered on top of a Yone ult can absolutely annihilate a team. They have good pick potential and burst potential. So let's see how Midnight Vale like to opt to play these team fights, because they're gonna if they get caught out, UNCC Black will be able to win. Good chip damage coming out of the top lane from the Pirate. Aurora landing good poke with that electrocute onto the Annie in the mid lane. There was a nice early ward on the Raptor pit from Midnight Vale, so they know where UNCC Black is, and the jungles are pathing opposite directions. Some early pings coming out of the MZRY for the top lane. Looks like there's going to be a nice early gank coming in. LeBlanc goes in for some chip damage. Rakan misses grand entrance. Here comes the gank. Huge damage from the Gangplank. Gets a knockup, gets the stun. First blood coming in for Midnight Vale on this Gangplank. That's huge. Gangplank can become a very big problem if he gets too far ahead too quick. Nice early back from the Gangplank as well to be able to spend that gold. Not too much going on right now. In a minute, we got the first dragon coming up. I don't know if anyone's going to try to prioritize it right away, but we got 2 minutes until the grubs. I would like to see either team try and prioritize the grubs, because it's been playing a big part in this series. So I think junglers should be trying focusing on these grubs as soon as they spawn. Nice damage coming out from the Aurora. Zach goes in. He's able to get the knockup. Grand entrance going in. Flash off the Smolder to get out of that grand entrance. Ezreal being able to do big damage. Electrocute and Ignite coming out from the LeBlanc. Will the Ezreal survive? Yes. Ezreal gets the level up. He's able to stay alive a little bit longer. and stay in lane. UNCC Black, because they saw the Zac on the bot lane, this Sejuani is getting a nice little invade. Flash comes in from the gangplank, looking for that final bit of damage. Midnight Veil stopping the backs. Bot will body blocking for Euphoric. Was able to let him back, but Euphoric has that TP, so he'll be right back. This early sheen for Gangplank is going to be huge. Big burst damage. Jungles are hovering over mid. They're on either side of the wall. Let's see what happens. Zac charging up. Ultimate from the Euphora. Zac gets a nice knockup. Here comes the Gangplank ult. Living but barely. That trade was won by UNCC Black. Aurora was doing a lot of damage but was unable to capitalize on it. Zac starting these grublings. Yone not coming back down far enough to place that ward, but objectives will be exchanged. Dragon for UNCC Black, grublings for Midnight Veil. This Ocean Drake will pair nicely with the Sejuani and the Yone for healing purposes. So because of that, I want to see Gangplank try to prioritize a Executioner's for Grievous Wounds for this Yone. Even though he may be strong, Yone has crazy healing potential, especially once he has that Blade of the Ruin King. Jump in off the LeBlanc, try to get some chip damage onto this Rakan. Seven and a half minutes into the game, and Smolder sitting at 38 stacks. There's a nice 20 CS lead over the top lane. Let's see if and this Gangplank is just landing barrels after barrels on ice. And he's doing great with prioritizing just hitting the tower and not trying to poke while he's under the tower. Yone goes in for a nice little trade, but doesn't get much out of it. Ultimate comes out of the Sejuani. Zac jumps in, flash from the Annie. Knockup happens. LeBlanc comes in. Down goes Zac, but he's in his passive. Can he survive? They're trying to get the kill. A mid lane main was able to secure that kill onto the Zac. The Pyrat, he's just playing with this Yone right now. Yone has to back, and he doesn't have TP. He's gonna miss out on a lot of farm and the potential of his tier 1 tower going down to the Pyrat. Putting Gangplank in a huge position. If Gangplank's able to secure all these plates before 14 minutes, he'll not only have a Triforce, but may be able to finish half of a second item as well as that, or complete his boots completely. Though the CS is pretty even across the board other than the top lane. Let's see what happens. We got 2.5 minutes until the Mountain Drake and 1.5 minutes until the second Grublings. Yone goes in looking for a trade. The Pyrat was able to poke back. The Pyrat's TP is almost up, so let's see if he does a full back and TP's back top. Melch looking, still stepping up, still chasing, but here comes the Sejuani looking. Can he get out? Rakan, grand entrance away. LeBlanc looking for the stun. Gets the root. They're just trying to clear these wards right now. Both teams fighting a revision for this tri-bush. Although it is nice to have a pink ward in these tri-bushes, sometimes placing these pink wards prematurely is not the best thing. Grand entrance coming in from the Rakan. Ult goes wide off the Sejuani. Smolder chews on in for the slow, but he misses. Gangplank gets the tower on the top lane. He's chasing down the Yone. These Qs are doing a lot of damage. Not too much else comes out of it. Yone tried to ult away and was unable to. Flash comes out of the Aurora, lands the ult. Electrocute goes down, was unable to secure that kill though. This Gangplank is snowballing out of control. Zax's looking for the next set of grublings on respawn. LeBlanc looking for the root, double root on top of that. Lands the double root. Here comes Sejuani coming in. Misses the dive, but they're able to land the auto attack. Barrier comes out from the Ezreal. That's just going to be a waste. Lemon Lover able to secure that kill. TP coming out of the Yone trying to save his tier 2 tower in the top lane. The Pyrat just chipping away. Does a quarter of his health on each Q. This is looking bad for the Yone. The Yone is extremely far behind, 30 CS behind. And a 2k gold lead for Midnight Veil. UNCC, they're going to need to do something to try and stop this bleeding. But like I was saying before, placing these pink wards in these tri-bushes like this sometimes early on is just kind of a waste of gold. I would like to see them placing more defensive wards, something like on the backside of the dragon pit, or even near the golems. A little more defensive, and just placing regular wards in the tri-bush and river bush. Nice little chunk trade coming out of the mid lane from Melch. The Pyrat looking for the gank. Gets a huge barrel. He's able to get that kill on the mid lane. And he went down. Now they're rotating. They're trying to get this. Zac goes in. They force him off. Force UNCC off the dragon. UNCC is just gonna give up this dragon and back off. Try to secure some other things. TP coming out of the Aurora to match the top lane, so the Yone just can't get free CS and free tower plays. LeBlanc goes in, lands the root.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Meanwhile, Gangplank was able to secure the mid lane tower and more plates. This Gangplank is huge. He's so far ahead that maybe the Grievous Wounds may not be a factor. He's just trying to go for raw damage. Sejuani looking for another engage on this bot lane. Yogurt Coffee sees it. JX was able to get out. Grand entrance away. UNCC is doing the best they can to stop this bleeding, but it's getting out of hand very quick. They're looking for the tier 1. Aurora jumps over the wall into 3. Ezreal. Oh, the ult was just short. Here comes the TP out of the Pyrat. He's coming in. He's looking for this damage. Barrels, huge barrel on your fort. He gets the kill. He flashed on a fort. Aurora goes down. The Pyrat doing the best he can. Everyone's piling on him. Here comes the grand entrance off of Rakan. The Pyrat trying to trying to kite away, stays away barely. Ult comes out of the Ezreal, landing on Sejuani. No more kills come through. Grand entrance lands on LeBlanc. But unfortunately they killed the clone and not the LeBlanc herself. Bot Will doing the best he can to do as much damage and chip away onto Midnight Veil on this bot side. Yone was about to get caught out. UNCC doing the best they can, trying to scavenge this together. The Gangplank's able to just clear these waves with one barrel at this point. 5-0 with a Trinity Force and an Executioners. He does a lot of damage. If any barrel lands on the backline, you basically say goodbye to the UNCC backline. Dragon coming up in a minute and a half. Gangplank landing a barrel on Annie. Grand entrance in. Another barrel getting set up. Rakan jumping back. Ultimate onto the Pyrat, but he's able to cleanse it. Annie goes down to a huge barrel. These Qs coming out of the Pyrat is just annihilating UNCC Black. Midnight Veil looking to try and secure a tier 2 tower in the mid lane. Mom comes through trying to clear the waves out. Was almost able to proc the Lemon Lover was almost able to proc the passive off of the Zap. Midnight Veil still has the Herald to use. Melch rotating to the mid lane. Looking for an ult. He goes in. He lands a 3-man ult. Huge grand entrance coming in. Melch gets melted. Yone goes in looking for the. Gets stunned up by the Annie. Annie gets the shutdown. That's huge. A huge shutdown coming out of UNCC Black. Able to kill this Gangplank. Sejuani trying to salvage this tier 2 tower is going to be unable to do it. Tier 2 mid goes down for Midnight Veil. In Midnight Veil's favor, I apologize. Right now, Midnight Veil has very good wards on the top side of UNCC's jungle. But the only objective that's up, main objective that's up right now is the Dragon. They need to have some type of vision so they know if UNCC Black is coming to contest. And if they are, where they're at. All the Midnight Veil is converging onto this Dragon for Dragon number 3, which is a Cloud Drake. Still have a minute and a half until Baron comes up. Right now, Gangplank is extremely big. If he lands even just one barrel, huge Ezreal ult coming through, able to kill the Smolder. Clone goes down on the LeBlanc. Flash comes out from the Aurora, able to land a 2-man ult. Focus is on the Annie. Annie goes down. Now they turn their attention onto the Yone. The Yone goes down. Midnight Veil able to take 2 in that fight. LeBlanc was able to survive. Now Midnight Veil posturing, trying to take mid tower, and maybe even secure an inhib. Will they take the inhib pre-20? No, they back off. We got 30 seconds until Baron is coming up. Gangplank is still scary strong. UNCC needs to do something about these barrels, because if these barrels land on anyone in the backline during these fights, the fight can be in the favor of Midnight Veil extremely quick. Jungles are clearing their bot side jungle and they're pathing top. They're going to start prioritizing this Baron. I want to see these supports placing out wards early on. Gangplank still have TP, is able to save this bot tier tower for Midnight Veil. UNCC is all postured on the bot side. Yone's up here by himself. There's no TP order to save him. Aurora gonna get knocked up by the Yone ult. He tries to hop out. He is able to get away. Yone goes down. The Locket coming in from the Rakan, able to keep that Aurora alive. There was a lot expended just to keep Aurora alive. All of UNCC Black is stacked on the bot. Was stacked on the bot side. They were, they're scared of this Gangplank, but Gangplank has TP, so all these wards, all this vision on the top side for Midnight Veil. Plenty of flank opportunities for this Gangplank to show up. Midnight Veil starts the Baron. UNCC knows this. They stop, they back off. They're just looking for a decent engage. Vision clearing out for both sides. Midnight Veil trying their best. Here they go, they started up again. Zach jumps into the pit. Meanwhile, Gangplank is forcing UNCC Black to focus on him. This should be a Baron secure for Midnight Veil. Sejuani still hovering, still looking. Possible steal. Nope. Here comes the Aurora and the Rakan ult. Grand entrance coming in. Flash out of the Sejuani. Sejuani's able to back off. Midnight Veil needs to focus. They need to either go onto the Baron or they need to focus up. Yone with the ult into the back line. Fighting two fronts. Yone is able to get the kill on Melch. Zach looking for the knockup. Is able to land a knockup. He goes down into his passive. Gangplank shows up. And he's starting to clean up the fight. Rakan here to help out. Double kill for the Gangplank. Gangplank looking. Gangplank can get a penta. If he's able to secure all of this, that's a triple kill for him. But he goes down in the end to the Annie. And that being a ace for 3 in favor of UNCC Black. And able to stop the Baron. UNCC Black may be behind, but they're not out. They're doing their best to maintain this. The fourth dragon spawning onto the rift. It's live now. Let's see what happens. Both teams looks like they're posturing to go to the bot side for this dragon fight. Aurora has ult. Zach's ult's about to be up, but Gangplank's ult is not. The Rakan ult is up, but UNCC Black is not going to have 2 main ults if this fight starts soon. The Annie doesn't have ult and Sejuani doesn't have ult. There they go. They're looking for the engage onto the Zach. Rakan saves him. Aurora comes in. They're looking for the Annie. They're trying to jump on the Annie. Annie's ignited. Annie goes down. The Pyrat sitting in the back line. He's able to get this damage off. Was able to kill the Yone before he could ult him. All of Midnight Veil focusing this Sejuani and able to take him down for a 4-for-0 for Midnight Veil. And securing their 3rd Drake. Meanwhile, Midnight Veil splitting their damage. DayX almost went down to Bot Will. Bot Will is looking for that kill. Aurora jumping in.
Red team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
They were able to get a Midnight Veil was able to secure that mid inhib. But the question is, will they be able to secure this Baron? Dragon finally went down to Midnight Veil. Their resources are split way too much. If UNCC can catch them before they're back, that could be detrimental to Midnight Veil, but they're able to secure all objectives and get the resets. This is huge for Midnight Veil. With about an 8k gold lead in favor of Midnight Veil and Baron, they should try to focus one of these side lanes. If Gangplank wants to solo push because he's that strong, that's fine, but the rest of the team should be focusing on the other side of the lane. If Gangplank is bot, I want to see Midnight Veil try to push this top side. Due to the fact that the mid inhib is down, it's going to automatically push. Yone looking, lands a two-man ult. Zac ults. Yone finally goes down. Aurora with a four-man ult, able to go in. Gangplank ult comes in with a triple kill for the Gangplank from across the map. Double kill coming out of the Smolder, and the Sejuani was able to finish it off. That being a 4 for 4, but Gangplank is still up. He's able to push this bot lane. Let's see what he can get off of this. Sejuani's not going to be able to do too much to him, but he's going to focus the inhib. That's 2 inhibs for Midnight Veil. And the Pyrat's going to go ahead and back off, try to save the rest of his Baron. So the team has at least a Baron on one person. Pyrat taking any and all resources on his way out, and he's extremely far ahead. Level 17 with a full build at 27.5 minutes into this game. Gangplank is going to be pushing up the mid lane while the rest of Midnight Veil try to posture for this topside tower. All of Midnight Veil is going to be here for this topside tower. We're going to be seeing a fight here shortly, while the other lanes are automatically pushing due to the fact that they have super minions. This next wave comes in. Let's see what they do. UNCC knows where Zac is. Zac's looking for an engage. Winds it up. They're focusing the tower. Tower goes down. Gangplank absolutely annihilates Bot Will with one barrel. Aurora goes in. Down goes Yone. They focus the Sejuani. Down goes Sejuani. Rakan gets that charm onto mid lane main. Down goes Annie. But Annie was able to return one onto the Ezreal. That being a 4 for 1 in favor of Midnight Veil. But Midnight Veil is going to be able to end this game out. Smolder not being able to do too much, just poking and poking, trying to walk away, but down goes Euphoric. And that's going to be game. Midnight Veil are able to secure a 2-1 win over UNCC Black in this scrim. Those were great games. They learned a lot, and they did a phenomenal job on both sides. Both teams did an outstanding job, and I know they learned a lot from this game.